Okay, here we go. It's Branoc from Team Vault here with Pauper Tron. We won the title, which is always nice, but this hand isn't going to get us anywhere very fast, so we're going to have to mulligan this one. This was much nicer. We can impulse and then evoke a Muldrifter, which will do the job. Our opponent's joining us in mulliganing, so we're not really too far behind. And essentially, we're going to be able to go over the top of pretty much any opponent, as long as we don't die first. We don't particularly want another mnemonic wall, so we'll put that on the bottom. We just want to hit our land drops in the early game. Should probably have thought a bit more about rebuilding the mana base of this deck. Actually, we should probably be playing 4 Thornwood Falls and 2 Swiftwater Cliffs, because we're not going to need the double red until much later in the game. And hedging against affinity with the 3 innate red sources is probably not quite as relevant, although hopefully we'll be playing against affinity here and I'll be rewarded for my deck building errors. Forest Go. Well, that's an interesting one. So we could impulse here, but I'm pretty happy to just get Simic Signet into play while our opponent's not really doing anything. Gives us green mana in case we draw an Elvish Rejuvenator, but I'm suspecting, yes, Luz. Burning Tree Emissary comes to play, that we are playing against Stompy that didn't have a 1-drop. And it'll be interesting to see how many Burning Trees they have. Just the one and a Nest Invader, so that's alright. We have the green mana, so we can draw towards our Moment's Pieces. Rolling Thunder's not great. If we need to, we can cast it as removal, and then get it back later with a Mnemonic Wall, and that will be alright. We should have evoked our Muldrifter first, rather than playing a tap land out. But we're not too heavily punished, as the Urza's land we got is another mine. Bit of a land heavy draw from our opponent. Stompy never really wants to get to 3 mana unless it's playing Elephant Guides, which is becoming increasingly common. Well, speak of the devil, that's an Elephant Guide, and that's going to hit quite hard. They've left up a green mana, so this almost certainly means that there is a Vines of the Vastwood in our opponent's hand. I think I'm just going to impulse on our main phase. And I do want Mystical Teachings, but we're not going to be able to cast it this turn, so I'm just going to get the Expedition map and make sure that we hit Tron next turn. And we don't really care about the order because we know we're going to shuffle. We've got Pulse of Murasa to gain a 6 life at the worst. And we're going to have 10 mana next turn, so we can pulse into a Muldrifter, hardcast our Muldrifter. We could Mnemonic Wall for the impulse, so we're doing alright. Let's not pass through our turn by mistake. Yeah, 4 lands is definitely more than our opponent wants. But Stompy can mulligan a little inconsistently. Probably just going to play out a 2-drop or 2. Yeah, Nettle Sentinel's fine. We might need to just Rolling Thunder a number of our opponent's creatures. Depending on what we draw. Although Pulse of Murasa puts us pretty safely out of range. So we have a power plant and a mine, so let's go get a tower. Shimmering Grotto's alright. So, How do we want to play this? Our opponent's got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 power on board, so Pulse of Murasa is going to put us back up to full life. So I think Pulse of Murasa plus Muldrifter being 8 mana, so Tabula Rasa lands on the Signet for that. Seems like the best way to stay alive and dig towards our endgame. And we can always block, of course. Although we're a blue deck, we have no islands, so the River Bird's not particularly threatening. Elvish Rejuvenator's all right, I suppose, but there we go. We're going to block with the Muldrifter because then we can Mnemonic Wall, Pulse of Murasa, Muldrifter. And with our opponent only having one card in hand, I'm just going to block the Burning Tree. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Although maybe we just preserve our... Yeah, I think we just block the Nest Invader, take less damage. Because then we can chump block Nest Invader next turn and still not take lethal. If we decide to not Pulse of Murasa for whatever reason. But we're not really in the business of getting our opponent's creatures off the board because we're hoping to get to a Moment's Peace at some point. Right, I'm going to play Shimmering Grotto this turn and start with the Elvish Rejuvenator. I'm going to make the blue off this and save that because we're definitely going to Muldrifter, I think, this turn. Or Mnemonic, well, at least Mnemonic Wall. Actually, we probably won't Muldrifter this turn. We'll probably save that for next turn, but we are going to Mnemonic Wall, Pulse of Murasa, and we need to play the Shimmering Grotto in order to get there. Urza's Mine, I think, is the best thing, because we would just want to try and get to Rolling Thunder as quickly as possible if we can't find our Moment's Peace. Because we're going to have 4, 4 Changeable Green, 6 mana. I miscounted. Can we actually Pulse of Murasa this turn? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Our opponent has enough power and that's really stupid. Okay, we can double chump block at least. I think we still want to get the Urza's Mine. Well, we can chump the Nest Invader. Do we want to play the Elvish Rejuvenator instead, if we're going to just block? Because then we get the mana next turn. Yeah, I think I prefer that, actually. Hopefully we can hit a tower, because of course that's the most mana. No, we'll take a power plant though. Sadly, we now realise that Ghostly Flicker's on the bottom of our library, and that doesn't get us very far. And with 4 mana, we have to pass a turn. I could Rolling Thunder a creature, actually. That might be worth it, because we're going to block here and here, take 6. My opponent's got no cards, so we know we're not dead, but we might as well play around. Pump spell of some sort, like 2 damage pump spell. I mean, we still lose to kicked vines if we do this, but that's fine. Obviously, we can't kill the River Burr. Killing Nettle Sentinel doesn't make sense because he might not be able to untap it. But at the moment, how much mana do we have? We have 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16 mana next turn. So that's not too bad. think I just have to block with the... Yeah, let's just play it safe. Okay, Querying Ranger. That's not particularly scary, but we'd still need to draw a Moment's Peace. The best way to do it is probably via the Impulse. Because with 16 mana we can Mnemonic Wall, Impulse, Mnemonic Wall. Because we can have one blocker, takes 7 damage, but Pulse of Murasa keeps us alive. So many options. I think I'm leaning towards Pulse of Murasa. Or Tower, that's an improvement. I think we can start with the Pulse of Murasa into a Muldrifter. Yeah, I like that. Because then we have blockers and just keep ourselves alive. Let's use a Simic Signet. And then yeah, just cast. We'll be staying alive. I suppose we can Condescend now. At worst, we can, like, even if we aren't able to counter our opponent's spell, we can still scry 2. For similar reasons, I'm going to chump block the Nest Invader. It's possible because we've taken so long to find any gas that trading with the Muldrifter would have worked out better. Does our opponent have something to cast? They do. Not that it matters, we're going to Condescend for 3. Our opponent's going to pay for it, doesn't matter, we just want Scry 2. Right, there's Moment's Peace, and as a tower, so we'll put that on top, and that on top of that. So that buys us plenty of time, and we can start bringing back Elvish Rejuvenators with our next Pulse of Murasa. So we play the Fengraf, because I think we might use it sooner rather than later. We're going to... we have to leave up a green mana, so we can only use 1 green mana this time, so we can't cast the Elvish Rejuvenator. So we Mnemonic Wall, get back the Pulse. We have another Mnemonic Wall plus Ghostly Flicker, can let us rebuy our Rolling Thunder. Obviously we draw Mystical Teachings at any point and we can just go off. So double green, which will be these two. We could just get a Muldrifter actually. We know the tower is on top, so we still want to draw that, so let's use the Simic Signet, because we know we're going to use the blue and the green mana. Pulse back Muldrifter. Alright, opponent's given up. That saves us some time. Because we're going to draw Condescend. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, it was more or less a formality. Right, what do we want against Stompy? We definitely want the Moment's Peace. We definitely want the Circle Protection green. We might want a Coalition on a guard. They're pretty fast, so Condescend's not particularly exciting. Because by the time we have our excess mana advantage, we probably just want to be Moment's Piecing and so on and so forth, so Condescend doesn't often have an option to be used effectively. I like Prohibit still. It counters most of their spells except for the Elephant Guides, and Elephant Guide's not the most threatening thing in the world because it is only 3 power for 3 mana. Cap size is decent, so I think I'll just keep it like this rather than bring in the Honor Guard. Don't think they're going to be playing too many pump spells against Tron because we're not really trying to remove their creatures. It's possible they'll have relics, in which case like one of the artifact hate cards is a good hedge, but it's probably a bit ambitious. Could bring an Ancient Grudge because at least we can Mystical for it. I don't know how often Stompy plays Graveyard Hate, to be honest. Because we're a game up, I think I'll leave it, and if we see it this game, we can bring it in for game 3. I'm just going to submit this. Alright, what have we got here? Sketchy one. Our opponent's kept to 7, we have no coloured mana, and no way to like make coloured mana with the Prophetic Prisma's Signet, so I think we will mulligan this. Yeah, no lands. But a lot of our good cards. I think we have to mulligan that one. This'll do. We need a second land. That will do. This hand has potential. I'm going to start with Forward Falls because having 2 mana next turn is more important. Because then we can play the Signet. It's the most direct way of increasing our mana. Burning Tree is not what we wanted to see. We wanted to see him just play a Mopey 2-drop rather than stringing things together. Oh, not like this. Rancor, okay. Could be worse. Oh, maybe the Honor Guard's good because of Rancor. Another map. It's not particularly exciting. And we have 3 mana next turn, so we can play 2 of these effects. This game does not look good. We need to find Moment Pieces quickly. We got it as well. Right, we need to find Moment's Piece next turn. Tower's the way to do it though, so we have to Prophetic Prism into it. And we didn't find it, so we are dead. Well, let's see if our opponent kills us. He might hedge for some reason. Can't think why, but... Nope, we are dead. Alright, well we see our opponent still has the auras, so I think I might board in Coalition Honor Guard to hedge against that, because it slows them down. Campsite seems slow. Like maybe we can just randomly play this on turn 3 or 4 and it slows them down. Just a 2-4 is also not bad, actually, thinking about it. Don't think we want Wretched Griths, because they're pretty slow. I think they're more useful against Delver or the Mirror. We should be a much better setup on the play. Well, this has plenty of lands that prohibit an Impulse and Mystical Teachings, which is more or less perfect. I'm going to start with Swiftwater Cliffs. we've got nothing to do on turn 1. And Natural Tron doesn't do anything for us without a way to get card mana. We also don't want to rely on our artifacts to make coloured mana because they've probably got some sort of disenchanty type effects. We've got Prohibit here if they Burning Tree Emissary. If they don't do anything too threatening, we could even Impulse. This is a really good start for us, actually, thinking about it. How much do we care about that? Not that much, really. It's probably going to do us enough damage, though, over the course of several turns that we should cast Prohibit. And now if we draw a Signet, we can still Impulse, you know. Just keep it going. Do we want to Prism? Because we're probably Mystical Teachings in next turn for a Moment's Peace. So yeah, let's just Prophetic Prism, get our green mana into play, draw a card. Signet's good. Because this effectively costs 1 mana, so the turn after it's easy to play this, Impulse, and the Moment's Peace. Spit Skulk and a Longbow. Oh, we drew Natural Tron. That's pretty great. So what would we Mystical Teachings for? Because we have 6 mana. So we could have 2 coloured mana. Well, we can Impulse first. That seems sensible. Although knowing what's on the bottom of our deck is relevant. Phrygian Longbow is slightly scary because it does mean they can start pinging us down. We should have thought about that when we wanted to bring the Ancient Grudge in, actually. Because Moment's Peace only prevents combat damage. So we are going to want to Moment's Peace somewhat aggressive. Oh no. Okay, well let's use this. Okay, well, how does that work? Oh, he's going to kill the Simic Signet as well. No, not green. We don't want green mana, thank you. Let's Impulse. And let's just get a Shimmering Grotto, I think, as a reliable source of green mana. And they're going to blow up the Simic Signet, which we don't need to use, so that's fine. And Teachings. Yeah, looks like we're just going to get a Moment's Peace. Oh, we already had a Shimmering Grotto. Why am I so blind? Okay, so we have 7, 8 mana. So probably just flashing back Teachings this turn. Don't think Moment's Peacing for 3 damage is really where we want to be. Would be nice if we had an instant speed way to like get some card draw going. Okay, 6 damage I think might be sufficient. 7, 8. No, I think we do just want to. Yeah, we definitely want to Mystical Teachings, because if we don't with a Moment's Peace next turn, we still can't cast Mystical Teachings. Oh, Mystical Teachings is 6 to flashback. I keep getting confused with Forbidden Alchemy, which is 7. Actually, we can't flashback both. We can't do both. Because this needs black and this needs green. We can do both next turn. I think I'm just going to Mystical Teachings. Once we start drawing creatures, we should be able to pull ahead. Would be nice if we had Capsize at this point as well, actually. So maybe we shouldn't board that out, because it's an instant speed win condition we can tutor for. Pulse of Murasa only gets lands and creatures, so we can't get that. I think we're just getting Moment's Peace. Just stack up on it. And take 6. Alright. Play a tower. Slightly punished for taking the line we did because we now have an excess of mana. We've got plenty of time to play around the Viridian Longbow. Although Quirion Ranger is quite a good wearer of it because it can untap things. Our opponent's flush with mana. It's not ideal. So we're going to take a damage this turn. Cycle. Ooh. Do we just blow up all our opponent's stuff? I don't think we do. That just seems aggressive. Yeah. We should have boarded in the Ancient Grudge, that's for sure, and we'll know that for next time. But 2 pings a turn, we should have time. Like at the moment we're on 6, 10 mana, 11, 12, 13 when we're talking about red, which is not that far off. Oh, it's 3 per turn cycle, at least for a while, until they run out of forests to pick up. Because they can pick it, it's once per turn, not per turn cycle. Again, we're going to use the flashbacked one in case they draw some graveyard hate. Doesn't matter how many cards are in our graveyard, just that there are some. If they didn't have the Elephant Guide, I probably would have Rolling Thunder. Ah, ha! Right, so we definitely want to play that. Because that stops the longbow. Because the equipped creature does the damage, yep. So as long as they don't draw another Gleeful Sabotage, that's okay. Yeah, and they're doing this in response because they know this is going to put a stop to it. And we've still got 10 minutes, so with all the clicking we should manage. That is something to be wary of because of Shimmering Grotto and Prophetic Prism and Simic Signet taking so long on Magic Online. You've got to be really mindful of the clock, which I found out in one of my practice leagues where I managed to time out in a almost certain victory against mono green land destruction of all things. It's a shame I didn't record that one. Ah, boo. Right, well I'm just going to activate it a load of times. I'm going to activate it multiple times on all of them because the bow can get moved. And I've got plenty of time. Once the circle's gone, we don't have that many things to click on. Right, so it's circle, mana, creature. Circle, mana, creature. Circle, mana, creature. Circle, mana, creature. That should be more than sufficient. Alright, so 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So if we top deck 2 towers, we win. We might not have time for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill these 2 creatures and deal a chunk to our opponent here, leave up 1 and a green. So red, red, Rolling Thunder. I'm going to deal 2 to this, 1 to that, and the rest to our opponent, which is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This arrow is extremely helpful. Thank you very much, Magic Online. Because the longbow on this isn't particularly threatening. Yeah. Yeah, you can do your shenanigans, that's fine. It's only with the Quirion Ranger that the bow's particularly quick. And we can Moment's Peace the 4 damage off this for a couple more turns. Oh, they've got the vines. That is irritating. We know he's got at least 1 land in hand. Oh. That's annoying. Maybe I'm supposed to Moment's Peace in the upkeep. Okay, we are tapped out. Sorry, you're used up. We all know I've got the Moment's Peace, so I'm just going to cast it now and pass the turn. And priority-wise, they're going to equip here, deal me 2 damage. You could put it on the Quirion Ranger. Does it untap? It's just untap target creature. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, don't attack. That's literally throwing away damage. Perfect. That's pretty great, actually. Because that staves off the longbow, because it has to target the Honor Guard. And they can't deal 4 damage to it. Because they've only got 1, 2 triggers. Yeah, they can only do it twice, so it's more than safe. So we've got another turn. Yeah, we do have to flash back the Moment's Peace. We can block, save, go 5. Yeah, blocking doesn't keep us alive because we won't be able to Fengraph it back in time. Doing for double green here. Is there an anti-damage prevention effect? No. Looks like they just thought they were back to their main phase in time. Burning Tree, ping, equipped with Burning Tree, ping. They can do 3 damage. Yes! Right. Okay, so I think we evoke here because we can Fengraph it back. And this just gives us more mana to do things. I think we are still going to use the Fengraph. And I still think we're going to evoke because we need the mana for when we draw the Moment's Piece. Okay. We didn't draw a Moment's Piece. We have 7 mana remaining. Prism. Teachings. 4, 5. 5 mana's not enough. We just did. That would be annoying. Yeah, we just have to blind draw into it on this Muldrifter Evoke. That's our only option. We've got 4. No, we have 4 mana if we need to use double coloured mana. We weren't supposed to play the mine because Tower and if we drew Tower Moment's Piece, we had it. So I think we are just dead. Let's just cast it, I think, is our best line. But Pulse of Murasa would have kept us alive as well. That's annoying. Okay. We should be alright if we can make it to next turn. But I don't think we can. Just put both creatures here. Oh. We just can't block that, can we? Ugh. That was dumb. So our opponent wins the match. Yeah, just gas, of course. I think we just took a little bit too long spinning our wheels there. So there we go. If we'd brought in the Ancient Grudge, we'd been able to cobble something together, perhaps, with the Mystical Teachings, but it was not to be. So we've got to go to round 2, in order to get our first win. So join me there.